So we'll be covering the Champions League a little bit more. Uh, I did have PSG in the first leg. I just forgot they played that week. Um, my first leg predictions remain the same. I've predicted I'm going to go with Juventus to win the Champions League this year, and I still believe Paris wins Champions League next year. Paris is very high on my list to win the Champions League this year. A little bit of a trick question. Is Messi going to be invincible this year? Or this guy, is he going to lose again in the Champions League? And we will have to settle in the World Cup this year. I think that's what we have. It's going to be sort of like LeBron in the NBA where he lost. Oh, can he do it? Is he going to choke again? I think the same thing is happening with Lionel Messi, where Messias, number 30, at Barca. It's 1993, in my view. 30 years later, France wins a Champions League. What I can say for the Juventini out there is that Juve 18, 16 in the knockouts since 1996 final. Now, funny how Ronaldo's got gematria of 34. And there's 34 knockout ties when he leaves the club. Turkey PSG win. I've always believed. I have to go watch the videos again. Istanbul is when we see Lionel the Messiah win the Champions League again. Istanbul, it's got gematria of Jordan. It's got gematria of God. It's the gematria of Messiah. God has gematria 26 and 17. Now, mind you, France can be 1-7 in the Champions League final if they lose the 2022 final. We can see a scenario where Messi 7-1 knockout with PSG. Certainly, Messi will win the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain. In my view, it just happens a little bit later for Messi. The trap that Istanbul's 26, so France 2-6 in the final. So we know PSG will definitely be in the final. Real Madrid and PSG. Real Madrid, when they defeated PSG, they made it to the Champions League final. It was 2018 where they defeated all the champions. It was the German champions, the Italian champions, and the French champions. And so PSG, if they defeat Real Madrid in the round of 16, they make the strong case to make it to the Champions League final. So there was Messi, his number, there's a 17 and a number 30. I have to go back to one of the first videos that I made about the 2023 Champions League final. There's obviously Messi number 30, his first number with Barcelona, and then there was something else that needed to be computed. Now, Messi will certainly make it the 2 straight Champions League finals. Qatar, they World Cup. It's 51 and 15. Lionel Messi, the gematria 51 and 132. 5-1 in the Champions League final. Lionel the Messiah, a win and a loss. Which years does he lose the UEFA Champions League final? He will lose the final this year. Messi lost at Russia 2018. Messi lose at Russia again. So this was a video I've covered back then. Messi, his first three PSG matches, 0 goals, and he's number 30. So interesting that happened to be the case. 23 final is Munich, Germany. In the 2015 final was over at Berlin, Germany. So something with Germany and Lionel the Messiah when he does win the UEFA Champions League again. That Juventus, we can win the Champions League. You absolutely can. The weakness is that they're too complacent. They always hold a 1-0 lead. Well, this does not work. The teams are much weaker. When Allegri was winning the Lega Serie A, the teams were much weaker. Inter and Milan were just mediocre. Roma was mediocre. The teams were not good. Lazio was second in 2014, 2015. Definitely not the strongest team out there. Didn't go far in the Europa. This parking the bus strategy, concede possession, it can work when the competition is much weaker, but the attacking is much better in Serie A. But when you're up against stronger teams, giving up possession is better. I've always believed that Allegri's style will work better in Europe. When you're better than the bottom half of the table, you shouldn't be giving up possession and just settle on 1-0. Don't give up a goal, especially when the teams are much better in attack. Now, when you're up against Bayern, when you're up against Man City, when you're up against PSG, Allegri's philosophy works better in the Champions League versus in Lega Serie A. You don't want to press too much. You don't want to leave the open middle when you have world class midfields out there. You want to try to hold the line and hold the attacking teams out there with these midfielders. You want to give them as little space as can be, but this tactic can only work if you really don't play this safe back pass it all the time. You gotta try to get the ball back and then have a swift counter. That's where Vlahovic comes into play. That's where Paulo Dybala comes into play. Alvaro Morata, if he is clinical enough like he was in 2015 when he scored against Barcelona in the final, when he scored against Real Madrid. Every single bit of help is needed along the way. There'll be no center back outside of Delic against Villarreal, and Villarreal I've done very well attacking this year. I don't know what's up with Unai Emery, if he's still there, what's going on with him. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but even though you lose in the round of 16, you gotta play like you've been there, that you've been in the Champions League knockout stages before. A team in the Champions League knockouts for the first time, you have to beat them. Villarreal, you can beat them if you avoid Bayern, if you avoid Man City, if you avoid PSG in the quarters, you got a chance to make it to the semifinals and to win the competition if you get lucky with 3 matches left in the semifinals. That's what Juventus have to do. They have to get Chiellini healthy. They have to get Bonucci healthy. They need Paulo Dybala to stay on the pitch. They need Dybala in these Champions League games. Dybala missed. He missed Lyon. He missed Porto. He was not fit enough. He was not healthy enough for them. They need Dybala to play. Dybala needs to play like he's 10 million years a year. If Dybala wants the contract for Juventus, he can't go out and substitute himself out of a game against Torino like that on Friday. He can't. He's got to finish the game and be healthy for Villarreal. If you need to sit yourself out for Empoli, then good. Vlahovic, Morata, Juventus have attacking options. Locatelli needs to be involved in this build-up play. Locatelli must be up forward. Zakaria must be back there. Energy, and press, and in the holding position that used to be occupied by Baise Matuidi. There needs to be a swift counterattack. Swift counter. I've seen them do it at Bayern. I've seen them do it at Dortmund. I've seen them hit teams on the counter with Allegri. You had Tevez. You had more clinical options. You had better midfield. You had Chiesa. You had Pogba. Real world-class midfielders. Rabiot, Arthur. Arthur's got to be in there. Arthur can do more than Adrian Rabiot. Adrian Rabiot, I don't know why he's on the team. We need to do something about that. Now, Juventus have 34 knockout ties since the 96 final. And let me tell you about May the 22nd of 1996. May the 22nd of 1996 and May 22nd, add that up. Okay, what does this really mean? That they were going to win with Ronaldo? Are they going to win without Ronaldo? This gives us a Champions League final numerology of 34-7. 34 knockout ties since 96. Okay. A 34 7-day numerology. This was going to come with Ronaldo, but it's coming after Ronaldo leaves. Instead, we get Dusan Vlahovic. Do they win without Chiesa? Do they win once you get the whole package together of Dybala, of Chiesa, of Vlahovic, of Locatelli, and another midfielder? Flaming hot. I mean, wow. What is Allegri doing? I am sick of seeing these stupid tactics in Serie A. Just he's going to waste Vlahovic if he doesn't come to his senses. That you got to come in and not just stop playing this good attacking football at certain elements of the game, like we've seen against Torino. I mean, they're red hot, red hot. These guys are on fire. That's who I want to see dominating for Juventus in the future. La Hoya and Vlahovic and Chiesa and Locatelli. No Chiesa in there. What can they do? There's always hope for this year. What's great about this year is the fact that it is the 67th Champions League and the fact that it is Italy that's got gematria of 67 and 22. That is what makes me think that this is something like Chelsea. Chelsea suck! How did Chelsea win the Champions League? Juventus have a shot for the Champions League. If you see Chelsea win the Champions League, freaking buddy Chelsea and those strikers in rubbish attack, they were absolutely mediocre. How did they win last year? I have no freaking clue. And that shows you exactly why Juventus can win. This team is as level with Chelsea as can be. If Chelsea can win the Champions League last year, why can't Juventus? If Chelsea pulled a fluke one out of their behind, what were they? 30-1, 40-1? They're absolute crap before January. They did nothing else. They were very lucky to not concede goals like that. Of course, freaking buddy Chelsea won. Look at what Chelsea did. Absolute rubbish today. They need a last-second goal to score. Look at the way how they play. If they play like Juventus do, there's no reason why they can't win if Chelsea did. Allegri, it's not working out in Serie A, in Lega Serie A, in Calcio. But his tactics work better in Champions League competition. There needs to be a manager there that's going to get Juventus on the front foot in the second half. Stop being complacent, all that. Defend the 30 minutes. You can't tell a team to sit back for 30 minutes. You're just prone to make a mistake like that. Try to press the opposition in their half. You don't have to do it with 4 guys. I can do it with 2, 3 strikers. Press them. That's what they have to do in the second half of games. But you're seeing exactly why that this is a team that can compete for the Scudetto, but they are absolute crap this year in the league. They haven't gotten better in any single way possible. They squeaked out a result against Chelsea. You could give them credit that they didn't let one loose against Malmo or Zenit St. Petersburg. But Villarreal, a team in the competition for the first time, you defeat Atletico Madrid, you defeat Barcelona, you defeat Real Madrid. You should come in expecting to defeat Villarreal. And they will defeat Villarreal, a Europa League champions last year. Villarreal have advanced in the competition against some pretty good teams out there. Granted, Arsenal were pretty crap, but Villarreal, they did the business. So let me just see who else they defeated when they won the Europa League in the knockouts, because I can't remember them beating anybody that good except, well, Arsenal are crap, but against these other sides in Europe, they do pretty well against them. So, I mean, let's see, Villarreal. There's Dynamo Kiev, Dynamo Zagreb, okay. So, Villarreal, Olympiacos, so Villarreal, Man United are pretty crap, penalties and all that. And Man U play like a mid-table side these days, nowadays. Ronaldo's no difference maker. The Man United fans thought they were in the league and all that. But Allegri was running his mouth the other day. He was saying that we play better as a team or whatever, and then they go in and they draw against freaking Torino. Him on the counter, get lucky. Oh, Dilic is world class. To be a super monster beast against the very best strikers of the world. If you have Matas Dilic, you always have a chance. And there's other weakness in there, but it can only work as long as you play Locatelli up front. This is the only possible way that Juventus can win. They need Locatelli involved in the build-up. They need to get the ball up the Vlahovic and Dybala and Morata. If he's clinical enough, that's what Juve have to do. 16 knockout losses. 17 on the way. They can remain at 16 by the Freemasons, hopefully. Hopefully, it's a curveball like last year. My projection calls for Paris to win in 2023. When does? Who else would win if Juventus doesn't win this year? If you lose a Champions League final, how hard is it to make it back to the Champions League final? What is it with Guardiola? What did I find with Guardiola before? That's what gets me is that Russia is too much of Juventus in Rome. But also, Messi is born on the 24th day, but it didn't mean that he was going to win the World Cup back then, was he? That's another thing about Lionel Messi. Messi, June 24 is what you get from June 24 is the 30 that I was speaking about winning in 2023. Suarez scored in the 68th minute of the 2015 final, the go-ahead goal. That's my vibe. Paris, PSG win the 68th UEFA Champions League because Suarez put Messi ahead in the 68th minute of the Champions League final. Luis Suarez. I think Luis Suarez is the same gematria as a Munich, Germany. But what you get from Suarez is the fact that Suarez is gematria of Paris. Well, LeBron is flopping, right? You have to believe in the Messiah born again. Messiah born again. He is not used to life outside of Barca. You feel me? Messi, it's a whole new grand situation. It is. You're not used to this. You thought you were going to stay for life. Old different town. You're at Barcelona ever since you're 13 years of age. It's a whole. I don't care how close it is to Spain. It's a whole new experience, a whole new team, a whole new I don't know. It's a romance culture, old new culture. This guy is a newbie. He's not used to this experience, but he's okay. He's gonna get used to it. Messi ain't no fraud or anything. That there's nothing outside the Barca. Don't listen to them people. Messi's playing like this because they're supposed to believe that he's dead, that he's done when the World Cup comes. And then he comes in Messiah style, win the World Cup because he is Leo the Messiah. If he's Leo the Messiah, he probably is playing the script right now to not score. But you see, he assisted to Mbappe against Real Madrid, so we certainly know what he's capable. They drew against Barca, but that was a rigged penalty. I got Napoli winning the Europa this year. Yep, I got Napoli advancing the Barca. Maybe Barca can uh, prioritize the Champions League top four. So if Barca don't want to be in it to qualify for the top four, and if you're Napoli, you're competing for the Scudetto, you'll probably be in the Champions League next year. Napoli, you never know when their trophy's going to come. You don't want to say, hey, we're going to lose this competition. We're going to focus on Serie A. It can't work that way. You have to settle for a trophy anytime that you can. Europa is still a very big, elusive trophy. You defeat top clubs across Europe. For Napoli, you come in and you do well against Leicester. You come in against Barcelona. If Borussia Dortmund are out of the competition, then Napoli can go a long, long, long ways. Tottenham are not in it. Arsenal are not in it. Chelsea, no English clubs, as far as I can tell, are in the Europa League. And that can be a good thing for Napoli because Arsenal have caused Napoli a problem this year. They have. Diego Maradona will uh, win the Europa League for Italy 22 years later. And 22 years later, Italia win after Parma did. Parma won when it was called the UEFA Cup. The Parma, performed with Parma. I don't know if he was part of that Parma team. And once again, Italy is Gematria 22. I do like the men in Naples, and also Naples is Gematria 22. Naples. Naples is Gematria 22. And you get your Napoli PSG's Super Cup, Super Copa, Super Cup UEFA. Interesting thing to ponder about if Messi's up against Maradona's club. Definitely shows you how Messi will be in the. I will be shocked if he's not in the Champions League final. I do think there's a shocker happening where he does lose the Champions League final and it ends up winning the World Cup. Uh, the Champions League final, May the 28th of 2022. That is a particular date numerology to know. 22 is a 6 year, right? 5-1 in 6 gives us 12-3. 1 out of 2 finals, Champions League and World Cup 2022. Is this 2 for 2 a trap? Something to ponder about. It's a 12-3 day numerology. Italy win 12 years later. Anything we can note with the Champions League numerology of last year's Champions League final, 2021 Champions League final, which did see City in the final in the year 21 because City's to launch in 21. It was the 21 final. Chelsea was 2-1 in the Champions League final because I do remember they lost to United and they defeated Bayern Munich. And May 29. 29 made it 29 is 11, and 11 doesn't reduce. And 2021 is 5. So that was a 21 3 day numerology. No Chelsea third Champions League title. Instead, it was okay, no Champions League final for City, but instead it was 2-1 in the final. That's what 21-3 was all about last year. Messi PSG number. knockout record computation for Lionel the Messiah. I can do that. I've got a spreadsheet. I've got a Champions League knockout history. I did Messi's last Champions League win with Barca was against Napoli. Napoli. Okay. The last Champions League win, Napoli for Barca and Messi. So definitely like lining up all the Maradona tributes with everything that's happened. So okay. So see here, I truly thought he would retire with Barcelona, but he did not. That's a new era of sports where these guys they settle for the future. But in the case of Barcelona, they're completely bankrupt. Well, I don't know how they're able to buy players. Juventus, they sold uh, Kulusevski, who scored today, and then Bentancur, who started the game today, Tottenham's victory. Okay, so 2023 Champions League final, Gigio Donnarumma avenged Milan 2005 loss. If he's still with them, but he's crying about no playing time, Gigio Donnarumma. So I don't know what's going on with Donnarumma. I do think he'll be with Juventus once Messi retires and PSG are back to being mediocre and all that. Um, Gigio Donnarumma avenged Milan 2005 loss, ex Liverpool, Wijnaldum win against PSG. So again, I know it's been a long time since I did it. Probably looking very unlikely today that Man United's going to win in 2024. There'll probably be no last stats. Well, although you can never say never. Although Man United, they look pretty shaky right now. They don't look like they can win at Wembley. Who knows if Liverpool or something like that? Who knows? I got to view my whole playlist again. Okay, that's the 17 video I'm thinking about. Messi leaves Barcelona after 17 years because I think he first played with the senior club in 2004. Even though he was on the bench, still he started his senior career in 2004. PSG won the Champions League 17 years after Lionel's first Champions League title at France. Granted, he didn't play at France, but 17 years later, Lionel Messiah, uh, he wins the Champions League with France, and in my view, they're still going to be 1-7 in the Champions League final. Okay, I've opened up my Champions League knockout document. Uh, Barcelona ever since 2015, ever since defeating Juventus in that Champions League final, uh, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, three straight quarterfinal losses. So they were under the operation of the Freemasons. They were 3-3 during that time, from 2016 to 2018. It's because Messi went at Berlin, and then the third straight knockout loss was to Roma. That was a shocker. And then he's 5-4 since the 2015 final, right after he lost to Liverpool. 5-4. 5-4 being the fact that I think it is, yes. It is Istanbul, Turkey. That's got Gematria 54. And Messi was 5-4 in a knockout since Berlin 15 after losing to Liverpool. So I think, who knows? If it's not Man United, I can see a Messi revenge against Liverpool. I can certainly see it. I can certainly see revenge against Liverpool, Leo the Messiah, if it's going to come down to it. I think it's possible. I think it is. And so 5-4, and then he was 6-4 after defeating Napoli, and then he was 6-5, 6-5 since the 15 final after the loss to Bayern, having gematria 65, and then 6-6. 6-6 to finish Barca in the knockout since 2015. Final on 6-6. So the question is, there are 66 prior Champions League competitions. Is he going to win this year, the 67th competition? It could be a trick. It absolutely can be a trick. If Messi's in the final, he's 9-6 in the knockout. 9-6 in the knockout since Berlin 15. And I will be brave and bold enough to stick with my initial Champions League prediction and all the craziness with Chelsea. And last year, why not? Why not? Juve won the 96 final. The 96 final. And Lionel Messi's knockout history record I have is full computation. Messi won 27 knockout ties with Barcelona. Okay. 30 knockout ties. 30 knockout tie wins entering the 2022 final. Number 30 with Barca. Got France win 30 years later instead of 29. That is the story for the final. Messi is at 30 knockout wins. The question is, does he win number 31 to win the final in a knockout run that begins with Madrid? Knockout run began versus Madrid. Something to ponder about.